this video, I will be walking through an SFTP to Sage Intacct journal entry creation workflow using DataBlend. And the first step to doing this is going to the wizard section in the automate portion of DataBlend, choosing file as your source, Sage Intacct as your destination. It'll automatically populate with this SFTP file to Sage Intacct. It's really the only option, has the workflow type. And hitting next. I'm going to select a credential I've already set up. This will actually need to be step one before even going to the wizard, is setting up the credential. Very easy to do, but I have this test SFTP credential available. And what this will do is show you a snapshot of the SFTP site available to you. You can see I do have some files already in here. The one I'm going to be using is the sample intact JD data CSV. If I wanted to, I could upload a completely new file. I could drag and drop one here, or click this button to upload a new file. But I already have one ready to go, so that's the one I'm going to use. Now I can select it right from here, so that the wizard knows that I want to use this file instead of any of the other files. And ask for a delimiter. By default, I'm using a comma. It is a CSV, and I will just hit next. Now comes the query setup, and what this will allow you to do is take all of the columns in your file, so it will read the columns in that exact file you just chose, and you can add all of these or some of these to your query here. You see you can select one by one, or if I reset, I can just hit add all, just like that. And then you'll want to choose your data target. Now we have a few options for data target. This list will grow over time. But I'm just going to be creating a journal entry, so I'm going to choose Sage Intacct Journal Entry. And you'll see it does pre-populate with the required fields here, record number, description, GL account number, so on and so forth. And now it's really just a mapping exercise. So obviously I want my GL account number to map to GL account number. You can drag and drop, you see these little targets here, you can drag and drop one line to another to map things. Transaction amount will go to transaction amount, and I'll just go on through the list here, journal symbol to journal symbol, and then the remaining columns should show up in this target column list, so things like document number, item ID, department ID, location ID, reference number, you can search for these as well, and action. And you'll see class IDs right now mapped to record number. We actually want to create a new column mapping for that one. And I'm just going to choose class ID, and then I'm going to drag this down. You can see record number. We're just going to leave that null because we want this to create a new journal entry, which doesn't require a record number. So I'm actually just going to make that, I go into the expression builder, I can just call that null and apply, and then hit next. And last step, Sage Intacct setup. I'm going to choose my test account, and from here you can choose an entity ID. I'm going to choose our Texas number 10. You can post to multiple entities. If you select that, it's just going to post to multiple if your journal has multiple entities attached to it. And then you can see you can auto upsert, create, delete, or update. Auto upsert will do a create or update depending on if you do have record numbers or not in your file. And then I'm just going to hit next. This should create a workflow for me, which looks like this. And so what I'm going to be sending over as journal entries, we can just look at the file real quick. Pretty straightforward file. Looks like this. You can see it's got some debit and credit amounts, posting date, description, and a journal symbol, and the action is draft. So pretty standard file. And I'm just going to run this workflow, which shouldn't take too long. And now that that has completed, we can jump into Sage Intacct. I'm going to go into my general journal and view the transactions. I'm in Texas number 10, as you can see, and here's my flat file test. This is what just got created as a draft. Obviously you can view this and edit this as needed, but here's all the line items it created. So successful integration between SFTP and Sage Intacct.